Alright, we are back for another round, but the astute observers among you may notice that I'm actually wearing completely different clothing than all the other rounds that you watched. The reason for that is that I actually recorded 3 rounds, but had production troubles on one of them. So in order to ensure that you all have a reasonable experience here watching my videos, make it another one. And I will inform you that I did win that other round. So far, I'm counting as being what I lost the first 2. So I'm 1 and 2 so far. So this is round 4. This is round 4. Round 3 is disappeared. You have to take my word that I won. I beat an affinity deck. Stony silenced him. He didn't win. But here we're playing against a new deck, and this hand is not great, but not bad. We really only start on 3 mana, which is unfortunate. Because, well, it's a pretty fast format. But I don't think I'm going to mulligan. Bolt is... Oh, actually, I thought we were on the play. I actually totally would have mulliganed if I realized we were on the draw. Well, at least I drew something that I can cast. So here, I'm going to go ahead... I'm just going to play a... We can play Misty and go get up the other Stomping Ground, and then play this, play him. Alright, we're going to do that. We want to be able to potentially get Knight as big as possible, so we're not just going to play a tap Stomping Ground. We also want to have, I guess this, yeah, we still have the ability to potentially bolt if we needed to. So, now, just 2 blue-red lands. Very good chance to use something like Splinter Twin. Hey, right on time. It's actually kind of interesting. It's possible that I just want to play Wild Nicottle here rather than Scavenging Ooze. Simply because it is actually a bigger threat. It's also possible that if my opponent has something like Remand, I can actually cast and then replay Wild Nicottle. So I'm actually going to cast Wild Nicottle here. It is a bigger threat than Scavenging Ooze at the moment. I'm getting Remanded. I'm getting Mana Leaked. Okay, that's fine too. So Mana Leak definitely implies a very different deck than... I'm just going to play this. Than I thought he was. I thought he was some sort of combo deck. Maybe he's just blue-red tempo. It's a possibility. That leads me to, oh, well, I'm definitely just going to cast Loxodon Smiter. Speaking of blue-red tempo, it is their bane. You got a Mana Leak? You want to Mana Leak it? Huh? Do you? Do you? Oh, I thought you did. Sulfur Falls generally indicates some sort of, usually it's just a blue-red deck. Sometimes it's a 3-color deck. Alright, well, he's not playing anything now. And we're going to attack with this Loxodon Smiter. Now, I want to play Scavenging Ooze, because if he has Remand, I get to replay it. The Remand and Mana Leak typically don't go in the same deck. So I'm still going to play around the fact that he could be a twin deck and leave path open. All right, well, we are going to eat my Wild Nicottle. Am I getting like bolted? No. Maybe. We'll play Wild Nicottle now. If he counters it, I can potentially eat it with Ooze. Alright, now I'm just going to attack. I'm just going to leave Bolt Path open just in case he's a twin deck. Mana Leak is not really a typical twin card, but there's no reason to just sort of walk into it by tapping out and playing something when he's dead on board next turn without some sort of interaction. And there's an Electrolyze at my face. Alright. I accept your damage. Lava Claw reaches. This just went in a way different direction than I was thinking it would. Wow. Alright. I'm just gonna untap and attack. Ooh. Lightning Helix. I have a lot of burn now. My creatures are lethal, and I have 6 points of burn. So it's a pretty good spot for me. So I don't really know what's in his deck, so it's going to be kind of difficult to sideboard. You have some sort of weird Grixis control deck. We've seen Mana Leak and Electrolyze and no other cards. But we can always attack him. That is allowed. He's dead in so many ways. I'm gonna bolt you. Don't want to concede yet. I guess you can bolt something, block, and then I still have Helix, but Slaughter Pact, my guy. Alright, that's interesting. I could just path this guy. Yeah, let's just path this guy. I guess I should have let that resolve, so if he has a bolt, he at least can't bolt, like, ooze here. Alright, he's dead. Slaughter Pack. Alright, so he's some sort of Grixis controlling deck. My inclination is that all of my removal probably sucks. Choke, Blood Moon, and Thrun all seem good. And Thalia actually seems pretty good. Helix seems bad. My inclination is that at least one Pride Mage probably wants to go, and then probably all of my paths. A Bolt. Maybe I just want a Pride Mage over the Bolt, over this Bolt, just because Bolt is generally going to be fairly weak. But at the same time, you know, Burn is pretty reasonable to finish a lot of these decks off before they actually, you know, gain control. Though my deck does have, you know, Blood Moon Choke, which makes those sort of effects less relevant. So maybe I actually want Pride Mage in my deck, and maybe even want Batterskull in my deck over Bolts. We didn't really get a great look at his deck, so I'm kind of hesitant to just cut all of my removal. Bolt can at least go to the face if he has like clicks and stuff. I feel like it's probably, you know, pretty reasonable for me to, you know, want to keep in some number of bolts. I do have Domeries anyway, which is one of the great things about Domery, but I'm just gonna go with this. This is pretty heavy on 3 mana spells, but I think I'm gonna stick with it. It's not really, you know, I'm cutting reactive 1-cost spells that are unlikely to have a huge impact. So. Alright, so Mevatron. I'm going to be hanging out with Megatron. So this hand is very good. We have Smiter, which is pretty clearly very good, and Choke, which seems powerful against this deck, so I'm not going to mulligan. Along with a Scavenging Ooze to play on 2. Another Smiter. Alright. These seem quite good against the Mana Leak deck. Maybe we should actually just cast, like, play this in turn 1 and search for a Temple Garden. Because I'm going to be taking the damage in it this turn regardless. And then I could have potentially played like this. Then maybe I drew an untapped land. Seems not terribly likely to matter, but these are the little things that can, you know, can sometimes be relevant. Like Inquisition or something. Take my Smiter. Alright, well, we are going to get Temple Garden, pay my life, play Ooze. I'm gonna get Electrolyzed, perhaps. It feels like Island Electrolyze. Yes, do it, get choked right out. I know you want to electrolyze it. It's such a juicy target. Oh no, a thought seize. You're gonna take my choke. What a jerk. Well, that ruins all my fun. Take a smiter. It's gonna be tough for you to deal with if you don't take it. I actually once in a Grand Prix jokingly suggested that my opponent take a smiter with Inquisition, and they just actually took it. My poor choke. Oh well. Death mark. What a jerk. All right. Well. I just want to play this Tarmogoyf. It's bigger than my Smiters, and he only has a blue up. I guess he could have Spell Snare, which can actually counter Goyf, but meh. Let's play the Goyf. He is currently larger. I can get even bigger because of the bolt in my hand. If he Spell Snares me, I'm going to be very sad. Being able to save my Smiters for when he actually has counter magic up seems more relevant. But there's actually, this could be a 5/6. There's an enchantment and a sorcery in the yard. Lightning bolt. A Slaughter Pact. Alright, fine. Well, it's sort of like you used your turn to kill it. Now he's a 5/6. Give me a fetch land so I can feel comfortable playing Knight. His like Slaughter Pact and Deathmark sideboard here is pretty annoying for me. That's why a card like Choke is very powerful, but he stole it. Looks like he's got a Bolt. Maybe he's a Thoughtseize. Inquisition. Okay, well, I wasn't going to play Knight anyway, so this doesn't actually even disrupt the flow of my turns. This is one of the great things about Smiter. So we're just gonna play Smiter. I guess I would have played Knight there, but oops. Green, white, 1. He's probably just gonna start snapcastering these Slaughter Pacts and Death Marks though, which is pretty unfortunate for me. He has a lot of mana. Yep, Snapcaster, yep. Snapcaster Deathmark. Very efficient removals. If only I had Choke. All these removal would do nothing if I had Choke. You would have a bunch of lands that don't do anything. Alright, we're gonna go get a Stomping Ground. In case I draw Thundermaw, I'd like to have the mana to cast it. It also allows me to, ooh, hey, I drew Thundermaw. I'm like a prophet. And let's say go. It's also just a nice thing with Lightning Bolt, I can just kill a Snapcaster. If I had like something like a Johnny in my sideboard, it would be way better here, but I don't. I kinda just want to bolt this guy. I don't want to like Cryptic and bounce it. That'd be pretty horrible. Ooh, Domri. Just gonna attack. Like block and bolt my guy. But I still have, you know, if he does have bolt, then I still have a lot of action left over. So red, green, 1, leaving up Sacred Foundry because it represents both bolt and path. Not that either of them are hugely relevant here. This is a Cryptic, counter, and bounce. Alright, well, I'm just going to bolt this guy now. Bounce my Smiter, that's a weird... I guess you just want to get it off the board. I can't even counter it coming back down. I'm just going to play Smiter here. Oops. he has 2 cards in hand and just isn't doing anything. Not really worth playing Thundermaw. I'm just gonna say go. I don't want to just like play Thundermaw to Cryptic Command or something. I'd rather force him to use mana in his turn so he at least can't have Cryptic specifically. And it's like, there's a Cryptic, perhaps. Alright, bounce draw, sure. I feel comfortable cracking my Horizon Canopy here, despite actually needing the 5th land for Thundermaw, because I'm actually just going to cast Smiter next turn. And I'm drawing, going to draw like 3 cards before I could potentially actually cast Thundermaw again. Obviously draw land immediately. Hey, another Thundermaw. I definitely casting this here because he can actually even Snapcaster a Cryptic at this point, which I certainly don't want to have happen. So here, he does have Snapcaster, he can Snapcaster Slaughter Pact anyway. The Snapcaster Cryptic bouncing the Snapcaster is pretty brutal. I'm kind of tempted to just attack and see what he does, and then like play like. Nah, I guess there's no. Because if he has a Snapcaster, he could have Snapcastered and Slaughter Pacted. Like he was just spewing off Cryptics, so I kind of have the feeling that he has Snapcaster. So I sort of don't want to just attack into it, or play into it here. I'm gonna just attack. He can Snapcaster his Cryptic Command, block or whatever. Alright, that's fine. Now I'm actually just going to play this Tarmogoyf. If he has Snapcaster Cryptic now, then... Oh, what's going on? Alright, that's totally fine. I just replay this. And that's actually specifically why I played Tarmogoyf rather than Thundermaw there. If he did just have Cryptic involved, then I could actually just replay the Smiter and have that value going. It's a lot of Cryptics this game. Urborg. That's gonna make tapping my lands very annoying. All right, I'm just gonna cast Thundermaw now. Because he has 1 card in hand. If that is Snapcaster, he can Snapcaster Cryptic, and then I still just have Smiter in play. And then my hand is still Thundermaw and Goyf, so maybe he's just dead too. And we win. So my opponent wasn't really playing a sort of standard deck in the format, but I mean, he actually had some powerful interactions going on. Snapcaster with Slaughter Pact and Deathmark, certainly has the potential to put a serious damper in any sort of aggressive decks play in their day. But we were able to have hard to deal with threats that were able to pull us out on top. Lockstone and Smiter, I think, shined tremendously there. Really showed why it is one of the powerful cards in a deck like this, because it is just against those sorts of decks, it's very tough for them to actually deal with. So anyway, that has been it for this week. Again, I already said this when I was recording this the other day, but now that I'm doing this again, I'm going to call that a 2-2 record. 2-2. You only saw me actually win 1 round, but I'm going to take the other one. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to be back with more modern videos as sort of Journey into Nyx is waiting to come onto Moto, because it's the format that's least likely to change a ton and most likely to be something you can learn something valuable from. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.